everyone, and welcome to Tokyo Talk. I'm Mai, and today we have a thought-provoking word.
And I'm Jack. Today's word is pragmatic. It's about being practical and results-oriented, isn't it?
Exactly. Pragmatic means dealing with things sensibly and realistically, in a way that is based on practical rather than theoretical considerations. It's been on my mind a lot lately, especially concerning big life decisions.
Oh? Big life decisions like finding the perfect jazz chord? Or perhaps something more personal?
Well, since you asked, I've been wondering, is marriage really necessary, or is that an outdated idea? It's a common worry, I think.
That's a deep one, Mai. So, are you trying to take a pragmatic approach to the question of marriage? Thinking about the practical pros and cons?
Perhaps. I mean, love is wonderful, like a beautiful melody in jazz. But then there are all the practical aspects. Is it pragmatic to marry for stability, or is that too unromantic?
That's a classic dilemma. Being pragmatic doesn't mean you're cold or unfeeling. It just means you weigh the tangible benefits and drawbacks, like choosing a travel destination based on budget and experiences offered, not just a pretty picture.
So, Jack, when you say tangible benefits, what does that mean in this context? Could you clarify that for our listeners?
Sure. Tangible benefits are advantages that are real and can be clearly seen or measured, like financial security or legal rights. Not just abstract feelings, though those are important too.
I see. So, a pragmatic view of marriage might involve considering those tangible aspects alongside the emotional connection. It's a bit like composing music. You need both structure and feeling.
Speaking of practicalities, pragmatic has some close synonyms. For instance, how does it differ from just being practical?
Good question. Practical generally means concerned with the actual doing or use of something rather than with theory and ideas. So, a practical person makes useful things. Pragmatic is more about adopting a course of action that is most likely to achieve a specific goal, even if it's not conventional.
So a practical solution might be sturdy, but a pragmatic one gets the job done efficiently, like choosing the most direct route on a map, even if it's not the most scenic. What about realistic?
Realistic means seeing and accepting things as they are. Being realistic is often a prerequisite for being pragmatic, but they aren't the same. You can be realistic about a tough situation without necessarily taking pragmatic steps to change it.
And sensible? That seems very close too. If you're sensible, you're showing good judgment. How's that different from being pragmatic?
Sensible choices are wise and based on reason. A pragmatic choice is also reasonable, but with a stronger emphasis on achieving a particular outcome or solving a specific problem effectively. For instance, it's sensible to save money, but a pragmatic person might invest it in a specific way for a clear future goal.
One more, down to earth. I hear that used for practical people. What's the nuance there compared to pragmatic?
Down to earth describes someone who is practical, realistic, and unpretentious in their manner. It's more of a personality trait. While a down-to-earth person is likely to be pragmatic, pragmatic itself describes the approach or decision-making process, not necessarily the person's inherent nature.
That makes sense. In AI research, we have to be very pragmatic. An algorithm might be theoretically beautiful, but if it doesn't solve a real-world problem or isn't computationally feasible, it's not very useful.
When Jack mentions computationally feasible, he means whether something can be done with the available computing power and resources without taking too much time or energy. It's a very pragmatic concern in tech.
Exactly. So Mai, coming back to your dilemma, what would a pragmatic decision about marriage look like for you now? Still searching for that perfect partner who who also ticks all the practical boxes?
Haha, well, let's just say being pragmatic means I'm open to possibilities, but also aware of what I truly need for long-term happiness, not just a fleeting romance. It's about compatibility, not just chemistry. So, the search continues.
A pragmatic romantic. I like it. What's an antonym for pragmatic? Someone who is the opposite.
The main antonym would be idealistic. An idealistic person is driven by ideals and principles, sometimes without considering the practical realities. Others could be theoretical, romantic, or even dreamy.
Okay, let's do a quick review. I'll say a phrase using pragmatic, and you give us a little more context or an example sentence.
Sounds good. Let's start.
A pragmatic solution.
A pragmatic solution is one that is practical and effective in a real-world situation. For example, the team adopted a pragmatic solution to meet the tight deadline.
To be pragmatic.
To be pragmatic means to approach things in a practical, results-oriented way. For example, when planning the event, we had to be pragmatic about the budget.
Okay, how about this? Her approach was pragmatic, focusing on what was achievable, versus her approach was idealistic, aiming for perfection, even if it was unrealistic.
In the first sentence, pragmatic highlights that her focus was on practical results that could actually be attained. In the second, idealistic shows she prioritized her high ideals, even if they were difficult or impossible to reach in reality. It shows a clear difference in priorities.